Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us for today's Tennessee Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers Virtual College Fair. We're so glad that you could be here, and we have a phenomenal group of institutions lined up to tell you all about their campuses and programs today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You may use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You don't need to wait until a certain presenter is giving their presentation. If you have a question for anyone today, go ahead and use that Q&A button throughout the event. Keep in mind that your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you, and that this is one of many different sessions happening through this event. We have one more taking place after this, so make sure you take a look to see if there's another event that you'd like to join in after this session. This session and all of the sessions are being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Tennessee. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat. But now we are going to kick it off, and our main event is hearing from these fantastic institutions. Today we're going to get started with the University of South Carolina, whenever you're ready.
All right. Hopefully everybody can see that okay. Thank you for joining us today, and hopefully you learn a little bit about the University of South Carolina. I'm just going to kind of give you a little snapshot of our university and my presentation. So first I want to talk a little bit about where we are located. So I know many of you may have not had an opportunity to visit the University of South Carolina at this point. I know a lot of times travel has been a difficult situation right now with the COVID-19 pandemic. So definitely want to make sure you understand a little bit about where we're located geographically, and also a little bit about our campus. So we are located in the city of Columbia, which is the capital of South Carolina. And the great thing about our campus is that you really truly get the best of both worlds. So you get to experience that true campus life, but then at the same time you have a nice sized city that's surrounding the campus. So campus was founded in 1801, so the city was truly built around the campus. So you're going to be able to go to and from classrooms. There's a beautiful part of the campus that's called the Horseshoe, which is really the historic area of the campus. A lot of our residence halls are located there. There's a big green grass area. A lot of students hang out there in between classes. And then also, you have a lot of great businesses, restaurants that are located downtown. It's easy to get around town. There's plenty of, Ubers, Lyft, things like that. But then also it's very easy to bike, run, walk around town as well. And then geographically, you're in a fantastic location. You're only about an hour and a half from the mountains, about an hour and a half from the beach as well, and about an hour and a half from Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you want to experience more of a big city feel, you have the opportunity to make really easy weekend trips from Columbia. All right, and then being a member institution of the SEC, we have fantastic athletic events for you to attend, and we have plenty of different organizations and events that are going on campus at all times. But beyond that, we really stress the importance of academics at South Carolina. So we want to make sure that you are leaving our institution feeling like you've got the most well-rounded experience possible. So we have over 56 nationally ranked programs, over 300 different unique combinations for you to choose from, a 17-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. And really what that means is we have a lot of faculty and staff that are on campus willing to work with you and to make sure that they provide a great experience for you. And we're also a Carnegie Tier 1 research institution. And what that really means is that we do a very high level of research on our campus, and it's extremely easy for you to participate in it as early as your freshman year. And we, you can just walk up to your professor and say, hey, what type of research are you doing on campus? And typically they're going to have something that's available for you to participate in. Also, whenever you're at University of South Carolina, one of the things you'll notice is that many of our programs require that you get an off-campus experience, whether that's through an internship, study abroad, or if you're getting involved in research, something like that. We want to make sure that you broaden what you learn at the university beyond just the classroom. So that's a really important factor at South Carolina. And there's a lot of different opportunities within Columbia, but then also throughout the United States. and globally as well. So we want to make sure that you are able to participate in programs across the country and across the world. We'll talk a little bit about some of our freshman requirements whenever you're actually applying to the university. One thing I do like to mention is that we did move the test optional for this upcoming fall, but we have not made a decision on what's going to be going, our policy will be moving forward. So if you have questions about our test optional policy, continue to check our website and also reach out to admissions representatives like myself. And when we have more details to tell you, we'll make sure that we give you those updates. But as of now, whenever you're applying to the university, there are 3 different options for you to choose from. You can apply through the Coalition, through the Common App, or through our homegrown application. We do have a $65 application fee. You will be self-reporting your high school transcript and also uploading any additional documentation yourself in a student portal. And then this is just a slide where you can kind of see some of the dates and timelines that you need to be keeping up with whenever you're thinking about applying to the university. We do have 2 different options for you to choose from. You can apply early action, or you can apply regular decision. We do not actually have a preference on which option you choose, and the early action application is a non-binding application. So don't confuse that with early decision, where you have a binding decision whenever that's released. It is a non-binding decision. Also, if you're considering applying to our honors college, there's the dates there for you to consider. And one thing we do like to mention is if you are thinking about applying to our honors college, then we do recommend applying to the early action application, mainly for timeline reasons. It allows you to complete your general application and then have plenty of time to work on your honors application in the time between. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about dates and timelines. Sometimes that can be confusing. I'd be happy to clear up anything for you. Then lastly, I just have my information here. So I am the Tennessee admissions representative, and I'd be happy to help however I can. And I am available, at all times. And I actually live here in Tennessee, so I'd be happy to help if you have questions about the University of South Carolina.
Great. Well, thank you so much, University of South Carolina. That was a wonderful way to kick off today's event. We're going to transition now to Lenoir-Rhyne University. Take it away whenever you are ready.
Okay, so welcome. My name is Sarah Holler. I am our counselor for Lenoir-Rhyne that works with our students from Western North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. So I'm your kind of go-to person from the point of looking at schools to the point of enrolling with us. So Lenoir-Rhyne is located in Hickory, North Carolina. So we're about an hour from Charlotte and then an hour the other way from Asheville. So not too far from you guys, but we are in North Carolina school. We are a private liberal arts institution. So that just means the way we're funded and the way we kind of operate sometimes is a little bit different. And liberal arts just means we're going to make you a well-rounded student when you graduate. We have a total population around 3,000 students, and that's including our 3 graduate campuses. So at our undergraduate level, we're around kind of hovering actually around that 2,000 point. But I always explain to students, you guys meet new people every day, but you always are finding friendly face and people that you know on campus. Our faculty to student ratio right now is around 12:1. With an average class size of about 17. So your professors know you the first day after class by the time students walk out that door. Currently, our kind of tour opportunities or getting to know campus is actually an in-person and virtual option. So we are open to both ways. I know, as Andrew was saying, travel's a little bit hard this year. So just know if you are interested in looking more on campus, there are different options of if you take that road trip to come see us, or if you just need to hop on a Zoom and see a little bit more into campus life. Right now, our kind of top programs, usually nursing, education are 2 of the big ones I see, as well as business and our general sciences as well. We kind of tend to be known as that nursing or education school, and it's part of our history as well. Right now, as well as a kind of tradition for us almost, is all students receive a scholarship upon acceptance with Lenoir-Rhyne. So how to apply for us is we are test optional as well. We've made that decision to just stay that way moving forward. So at this time, that should not change. If it does, obviously you guys will be the first ones we tell. However, I do not see that changing, and neither does our leadership at this time. With that, an application for us is just your application and a high school transcript with senior year courses on there. Otherwise, if you want to send in essay, if you want to send in resume, anything like that, you are more than welcome to. However, those are not requirements for our application process. We do have 2 deadlines, and with our deadlines and our application, everything is completely non-binding. We do our deadlines, or I kind of loosely say deadlines, because they tend to just be a faster turnaround for you guys. Both of them are kind of mid of the month in October and in November. We're finalizing the dates, but I always tell students think 15th, 16th, it's usually around those dates. What these do is as soon as we have that completed application, as long as you get that before that date, then you find have your results by the end of that month in hand. After that, we turn into a rolling admission. So right now for our 2021 class, we're on that rolling admission process. What that means is 2 weeks after we have a complete application, so transcript, complete application form, and then if you decide to send in test scores, that makes that complete. Then you have your results or your decision from us within 2 weeks. And then, like I said, that continues on until throughout the summer. Otherwise, if you're a junior or sophomore, kind of keep an eye out towards the fall of your senior year. That's when those deadlines are going to open up and when your application will open up each time as well. A couple things just with student life at LR and just life in Lenoir-Rhyne and in our Hickory area. We are that smaller town. However, there's not a lack of things to do. With about 50 plus student organizations and that constantly changing, we never have a dull moment on campus. A few of the pictures are just some that I love of our campus, but also some activities that we do. We have 23 athletic teams that are part of Division II in South Atlantic Conference. All of them compete. We also have a few club sports that we've recently added. I believe we are up to 3 of those, and that's within like the past year. So that's a very new aspect of athletics for Lenoir-Rhyne. We have what you see in the corner is what we call Bear Nation, and that is our student section that travels with the team. So even with the kind of smaller numbers, you know your friends, you get invested in these. Same as if our chapel choir is singing, our students are invested to go and support their friends with their concerts. We have various honor societies and undergraduate research opportunities. Even on that smaller scale, you get a lot of that hands-on experience. Most of our professors are coming from that field, so they know what you're expecting and are able to do even field trips. One resource that I love is our Alex Lee Career and Professional Development Center, and that is kind of our career center that helps you while you're going through college, getting ready for that big kid job after graduation. But that's also a resource that even myself as an alumni, now 4 years down the road, I can always call them if I have a career change or anything even 20 years down the road, and they'll be able to help me out. And it's also free of charge for our alumni, which is always a fun perk for us. And lastly, in our Hickory area, there's constant activities and discounts for our students to go and kind of explore our local areas as well. And so this is our social media information, and I will also put my contact information in our chat as well. So if you guys have questions, like I said, I'm your person for the Tennessee area. So I'm happy to help answer anything or just chat a little bit further with you about our programs.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lenoir-Rhyne University. We are going to head now to Pittsburgh Institution of Aeronautics whenever you are ready.
All right, there we go. Thank you. My name's Sally Krasovec, and I am with the Myrtle Beach campus of the Pittsburgh Institute of Aeronautics. We specialize in training aircraft technicians for the aviation industry. So what exactly is an aviation technician? Any work completed on an aircraft in the United States, whether it is a blimp, a helicopter, or a fixed-wing aircraft, any aircraft at all, must be signed off by an appropriately certified individual. And that individual is an aviation technician. So let me give you a little bit of history on PIA, as we've been training technicians since 1929. We were founded out of the Curtiss Wright Flying Services, and that is the same Orville Wright that was first in flight. So this makes us one of the oldest aviation schools in the country. We are celebrating over 90 years experience. So we have our main campus in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but then we have additional campuses in Youngstown, Ohio, Hagerstown, Maryland, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We have been in Myrtle Beach since 2012. We are situated right at the airport, and we are literally about 3 minutes drive to 60 miles of beautiful sandy beaches. And we were ranked by Forbes as the #1 two-year trade school, and not just as an aviation and aerospace school, but over all trade schools in the country. And this ranking was based on a multitude of factors, such as student success, the amount of money that students can earn in the industry, and then how quickly they could obtain jobs once they graduated. So this is something that we're very proud of at PIA, of this ranking, as it really is a true testament to our students' educational and career successes. So we are not your typical four-year college with a large array of lecture halls. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's just not who we are. We are a hands-on educational institution where students get to live out their lessons by working on actual aircrafts and engines, which is an aspect that students really enjoy. So we have at PIA very specialized programs. We only offer 2, aircraft maintenance technician and avionics technician. An avionics technician works on what I call is the brains of the plane. So they work on things like the navigation systems, communication systems, radar and weather avoidance systems, flight controls, and even the automated piloting systems. And then you have your maintenance technicians. And what they do is they get to inspect, repair, and maintain every aspect of the aircraft. So this requires that they learn the airframe, which is your sheet metal and welding, composite materials, hydraulics, and pneumatics, as well as the power plant, which quite simply is the aircraft's engines. At the Myrtle Beach campus, we offer the aviation maintenance certification. So this is a 16-month program. It's only 16 months. It is full-time. And at the end of it, students will earn their FAA A&P airframe and power plant certification. For those students that also want to get their associate's degree, then we do have a partnership with our local technical college, and students can complete their 4 semesters at PIA, 2 additional semesters at the technical college, and then they will also earn their associates in applied science. So let's take a wider view at some of the amazing aircrafts that students get to work on, and maybe you will picture yourself in this kind of setting. So what does it take to come to school with us? You do need your high school diploma. We do suggest you have algebra or higher, although it's not required. We do not need your SATs or ACTs, and we do not need you to have any mechanical or aviation experience. At PIA, we start from the ground up with the fundamentals. What we do look for from you is a willingness to learn and a desire to be successful, because that's what's going to take you a long way in this industry and most. We also have a career service team that works with our students hand in hand to ensure that they're prepared to find employment. And this is done through one-on-one discussions about job opportunities, career fairs, on-campus recruiting. We just had Piedmont on talking to our students and doing mock interviews. So we're also working on those power skills, resume writing, and those interview skills. We've maintained a great outcome for our students with a 94% graduate employment statistic. And our students go on to work at many places like NASA, Pratt & Whitney, and many others. So if you want more information about PIA, then please take a picture of our code. And I hope to see you on campus. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, PIA. That was wonderful. We're going to transition to our next institution, but I want to remind everyone that the Q&A function is open. So please get those questions in and our panelists would be happy to answer them for you. Now we're going to turn it over to the College of Charleston whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. My name is Aisha Steele, and I am an admissions counselor here in the Office of Admissions. So starting off with a few quick facts, the College of Charleston is a public liberal arts and science college. We were founded in 1770, so we are actually the 13th oldest institution of higher education. In regards to size, we are a medium-sized institution. So in total, we have a little over 11,000 students, 90% of those students being undergraduate students. So really focused on the undergraduate student experience and development. Being that sweet medium, we offer a really personalized, intimate classroom experience with all of the attention that you need. All of our classes are professor taught. TAs do not teach our classes. And all of our professors are required to have office hours. With that experience and all of the opportunities you would look for from a larger research institution. So really cool study abroad programs to over 60 plus locations, a ton of student support services to really ensure our student success here on campus and after. We have an awesome career center here on campus as well. And research opportunities for students where freshmen can start participating as early as the second semester of the freshman year. Our student to faculty ratio is about 16:1, and our average class size is about 24 students. We offer over 140 majors and minors for academic pursuit. Our top 3 majors being biology, psychology, and business administration. And our most unique major here at the College of Charleston is marine biology. They really get to do some awesome things with our marine biology facility that we have here on campus. So it's probably our most unique major due to our coastal location. We have over 200 clubs and organizations for our students to get involved with. So we are a campus, a heavy campus involvement type of institution. We really want you to come here, get involved, broaden your sense of community, and really make the experience your own. Anything from social clubs to Greek organizations to politically minded organizations. And in addition, we have 19 Division I varsity sports teams here, and we compete in the Colonial Athletic Association. So there is so much to do in Charleston to enrich your days. I say our students are not bored for things to do, whether it's the Battery, the Marketplace downtown, overlooking the harbor. We have 3 beaches located within 25 minutes of campus, and not to mention the world-renowned food scene. Charleston is home to some of the best food in the world. We also have a year-round calendar of events to include concerts, music festivals, arts festivals, and things of that sort. Students have so much to do on the weekends. But I do want to emphasize how integrated our campus is into the city of Charleston and its opportunities. For example, our business marketing students actually help do the worldwide branding for Charleston Food and Wine Week. So we really dedicate ourselves and our efforts to connecting our students with these opportunities. We place a high value on experiential learning. Our location allows our students the unique advantage to really be hands-on with their learning experience. And one great thing about a cosmopolitan city like Charleston is that the opportunities are endless. We've had over 250 business and tech startups, 40 plus art galleries and performance theaters, not to mention world-class labs and facilities. We're also surrounded by 2 major hospitals and one of the largest teaching hospitals in South Carolina, the Medical University of South Carolina. So at the very least, I say our students leave us with impressive resumes from all of the opportunities that they've had to be able to get involved with. So as I mentioned previously, we offer 140 majors and minors for you to pursue here at CFC, and you can mix and pair these majors and minors however you choose. We offer a wide variety of options for you to really study what you're passionate about. Anything from the arts and the humanities to the sciences. But not only are we ensuring that our current programs are really up to date and career driven, but we're constantly looking ahead 5 to 10 years down the road at what windows of opportunities may be available to you. So we're constantly adding to these. Now we do offer a dual degree program in nursing where you can walk away with a bachelor's in biology and a BSN in nursing as well. And we now do offer systems and electrical engineering. And we feel like these programs are just natural fits to our liberal arts curriculum here at the college. So switching gears, you can apply to the College of Charleston one of two ways. One being on our home application or on the Common App, and we don't have a preference for either, so choose whichever is most convenient for you. We require that you submit in your high school transcript from a counselor, or you can self-report that transcript. Just know that we're looking for strong A's and B's and that you've challenged yourself with some rigor in your curriculum. We do also accept supplemental documents. I tell students we have a very holistic review process, but it can only be as holistic as you make it. So please consider submitting in any resumes, letters of recommendation, or completing one of our optional personal statements and essays as well. So here are application deadlines for you to look at. We are not rolling until after our last application deadline, which is February 15th. I do want to express that all students are evaluated for merit-based scholarships. Upon applying, there is no separate application that you have to complete. If you would like to be considered for any higher level honors college scholarships or higher level academic achieving scholarships, you would need to apply to the honors college by that priority date, which is December 1st, to be considered for those opportunities. Here is an academic profile for our fall 2020 admitted students. We do not have a preference for the SAT or the ACT, and we will be going test optional for fall 2020 as well. So choose whichever you're most comfortable with. And lastly, we are open for visits right now. So please feel free to log onto our website and come to CFC and view and tour our beautiful campus. Thank you so much for your time today. Here's my contact information, and I will also include it in the chat as well. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you, College of Charleston. That was wonderful. We are going to stay in Charleston, and we're going to now hear from Charleston Southern University whenever you are ready.
Hey guys, my name is Princeton McBride. I am one of the enrollment counselors over Tennessee. So this is Charleston Southern University. I was previously mentioned. We are located in Charleston. We are 30 minutes away from 3 different beaches, and as was previously mentioned, we have some really great food choices from fine dining to barbecue shacks. So we have over 16 NCAA Division I sports partnered with the Big South. We have over 6 degree programs. And we have our student to faculty ratio is from 12 to 1, meaning there's about 20 students per classroom. And it really depends on your major. Depending on your major, you can have as low as 5 students to your class. That was my smallest class whenever I was a student here at CSU. But it really makes learning very personable, and the teachers there are very intentional. They're not competing with, so you as a student, you would not be competing with other people, other students within your class. So we have 41 states represented and 21 countries represented. Those students, they attend CSU. We have over 50 clubs and organizations here at CSU. If that's not enough for you, you're more than welcome to create your own club and organization. So some of our top programs are nursing, business, education, kinesiology, and biology. So one thing I want to mention with our nursing program here is, so we actually have 95% passing rate, whereas the state of South Carolina, the passing rate for the NCLEX is 90%. So we have over, as mentioned before, we have over 60 majors, and I will include the list of majors at the end of this presentation. But some of our new programs are pre-law and legal studies, family and children's ministry, global marketplace engagement, engineering. So we just recently launched mechanical engineering this year. We will soon launch aeronautics. This is actually the only program here in the state of South Carolina, a 4-year program in the state of South Carolina, which is really cool. We'll be launching that in fall of 2021. So one thing at CSU like to mention is we are a servant college. We love to serve. We love to prepare leaders so that they can pursue significant lives, whether that's on a bachelor's level, on a master's level, as well as a doctoral level. We'll have a physical therapy program that will be coming in 2023. So let's say that you're interested in being a physical therapist, you can study kinesiology with a clinical emphasis. And by the time you graduate, our physical therapy program will be ready for you to apply to. So as I mentioned before, we are serving campus. The first picture is a group of education students. They went to Uganda for a whole semester. They taught the Ugandan students and they had a great time just sharing the love of Christ. The second picture is from Operation Christmas Child. So last year we donated over 5,000 boxes and we sent them over across country to developing areas. But this year we actually donated over 7,000 boxes. We're a small liberal arts Christian college, as mentioned before, but we actually donated the most boxes out of every college in the United States. Now the last picture, those are some girls from AD Pi. That's a sorority here at CSU. They're just volunteering their time at the Ronald McDonald House. So campus life, we have intramural sports. It really depends on the season, on that semester, but we have co-ed soccer, flag football, sand volleyball, court volleyball, basketball. We have campus ministry activities. Majority of them are student-led. As mentioned earlier, we have over 50 clubs and organizations, including fraternities and sororities. We have some really cool study abroad opportunities, and there's really no additional cost with those study abroad opportunities. What's going to happen is if you want to partake in the opportunities, it would just flip the cost to whatever college you want to go to that's internationally. We have some really cool internship opportunities. We've had people partner up with Apple, Spotify, the Falcons, which is really cool, and also some NHL, some hockey teams. We have Army and Air Force ROTC programs, and we have teaching fellows. We're actually one of the few colleges in South Carolina that offer teaching fellows, which is a scholarship for those who want to be teachers. So steps to enrollment. So visit our campus. We actually are accepting personal visits. You guys can schedule a visit on our website. Once you schedule a visit, we would love for you to apply. We'd love for all the seniors to apply. Our application is free. The only thing that you would have to do is just really submit those required documents and then also your transcripts. So if you took AP courses or if you are part of dual enrollment courses, just go and upload those transcripts so that we can review it and also give you a decision. And depending on what your unweighted GPA is, we will ask for some other additional requirements. So the sticker price is $28,630, and that does include books. So they're going to look at your course schedule to determine what books you're going to be needing. And then once we look at your course schedule, once we select your books for you, we're actually going to mail your books to your dorm room so that you don't have to walk to our campus bookstore. So for room and board, the ranges is from $10,400 to $12,000, and that price has been froze for 2 years now. So it's something that I'm really proud to announce. And whether you're in state or out of state, there is no cost difference for you guys. So that's the end of our presentation. I'm going to drop my contact information in just a little bit. So I hope to hear from you guys soon.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Charleston Southern University. We are going to hear now from Coastal Carolina University, whenever you are ready.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Ashley Cohen. I am Associate Director of Admissions Events here at Coastal Carolina. I'm just going to put together a little presentation about Coastal for you today, give you a little bit of information. I'm very appreciative for your attention. And as you can see, there's a little bit of information there about my contact information, and I will also put that in the chat for you if you have any questions. So we're considered Teal Nation. Our colors are teal, bronze, and black, and we are located in Conway, South Carolina. We are about 9 miles from Myrtle Beach, the actual sand and the ocean, about 9 miles from putting your toes in the sand and enjoying the beach. We are medium-sized school. I've heard that said a couple of times tonight by my other South Carolina colleges, but we're a medium-sized school. And I love this picture because it's an aerial view of our campus. I've been at Coastal for a little over 2 years and absolutely think our campus is beautiful. And in my background, there's some more photographs. I call it palm trees and pine cones because it's quite an interesting mix of the different trees that are found in this area of South Carolina. But we have about 10,000 total students. And we have 5 academic colleges and over 90 programs of study. We have a 16-to-1 student faculty ratio, and 79% of our faculty possess their doctoral or terminal degree, which means they are experts in what they are teaching in, and they have the highest level of degree that they can have for that particular field. The 16-to-1 student faculty ratio is another thing that we are particularly proud of at Coastal. For being a medium-sized school, we actually don't have large lecture hall types of classroom settings. Most of our classes are between 20, 25 for your upperclassmen for your junior and your senior year, and then from 25 to 35 for your freshman and your sophomore year classes. So that's really amazing. And our professors all have office hours and are also really interested in getting to know you and your interests as students. As far as campus life, we have a variety of different things that we can offer, from Greek life to publications, our Chanticleer newspaper, our radio, marching band for arts types of opportunities, student government, faith-based organizations, and club sports. As you see this picture of this student in a kayak, there's a lot of activities going on at Coastal Carolina University. We're just not really a suitcase campus. People aren't packing up and leaving. They're staying, they're enjoying their time and their student organizations when they are a student at Coastal. A couple of my favorite student organizations that I've learned about as I've been working at Coastal are the Quidditch team. For those of you that are Harry Potter fans, we also have a Sea Turtle Club for those that are interested in sea turtle conservation and helping the sea turtles along the coast, but also particularly interested in our marine science program. Students get involved in that as well. We also have a really passive club called the Hammock Club, but I love that because there's such beautiful trees on our campus that students are literally just putting hammocks up and hanging around and enjoying breaks between their classes. So a lot of organizations, and one of the cool things about Coastal is that you can get an organization started if you are interested in something and don't necessarily see it on our list of over 120 clubs and organizations. 19 NCAA Division I athletics. We had a pretty strong year for a lot of our athletic programs, lots of school spirit. This is a great school to go to if you're interested in athletics and cheering on your teams and really getting involved in supporting student athletics and supporting our Chanticleers. And you can see Chauncey, our mascot, there in the background. We call ourselves Teal Nation. We get over 15,000 applications, and as you can see, the entire country is teal. We have a darker teal for that I-95 corridor where the bulk of our students come from, but we have representation from all over the country. In fact, it's a pretty interesting fact about Coastal is that we're 50-50. We're about 49% in-state and 49% out-of-state and 2% international students. So lots of different geographic diversity and representation at Coastal Carolina. I'm going to go into the admissions requirements just a little bit, but I would recommend you get in contact with your admissions counselor and check out our website to learn a little bit more about these. But generally, the GPA that we're looking for is between a 3.2 and a 4.0, and you can see the SAT and ACT scores there as well. And that's what we call the mid 50% range in enrollment, which means that this is the middle. This is the median range of GPA and SAT and ACT scores. 25% received higher than these scores and were admitted. 25% received lower than these scores and were admitted to Coastal. This year we went to test optional admissions. We actually went to test optional admissions prior to COVID. And so the timing was quite good for that change, and we are going to stick with it. And that generally means for students with a 3.5 or higher GPA and a rigorous college preparatory program, you can apply for test optional admissions. We're encouraging you to submit letters of recommendation and a personal statement or an essay. We are rolling admissions at Coastal Carolina University, meaning our application will open up around the beginning of August of your senior year, and we accept applications all year long. My recommendation for those of you that are interested in Coastal is to apply by December 1st, because that's when you're going to be considered for our freshman merit awards. It's a priority date. It's not a deadline, but it is helpful for you to get your application completed by that time. It takes about 3 weeks for you to receive your decision once Coastal has a completed application. So whatever that looks like for your materials, if you're applying test optional, that's your transcript, your essay, your letters of recommendation. If you're applying with your tests, that's obviously sending your tests, and that's your transcripts. There's 2 ways to apply to Coastal. We have the Coastal application on our website, and we also are with the Common App. Brief slide about our costs and merit awards. And we invite you to come visit our beautiful campus here in Conway near Myrtle Beach. Thank you very, very much, and I appreciate your attention today.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Coastal Carolina University. And thank you to all of our panelists for sharing this important information about each of their campuses. We are going to now take advantage of having this expert group of people here, and I'm going to ask everyone to join me on video here. I'm going to share my screen briefly, and we're going to do a very quick Q&A to get some more information out for all of you who are joining us. So we're going to go with a quick Q&A. The first question I have is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we're going to go in the same order. So I will kick it back to the University of South Carolina to start us off.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely say just come at it with a very open mind. Don't focus so much on a specific major title whenever you're looking for what you want to do, and don't focus on just one specific aspect that you want to get out of your college experience. Make sure that whenever you're looking at different universities, find the best fit for what you want overall. And obviously, you know, visiting the campus is really important. So that's something I obviously would really recommend. If you can do that safely, make sure you visit the campuses and look beyond just maybe a specific job salary. Find something that you're going to be really passionate about, and that the university that you want to attend is going to be able to support what your passion is.
Fantastic. Thank you. Lenoir-Rhyne University, what advice do you have?
So mine's going to kind of echo what Andrew just said. Is one of my biggest things I always tell students is see a campus. If it's on campus or virtual, whichever way is easier and safer for you right now, definitely see a campus, and that gives you a good feel of that gut feeling that you're going to make your decision off of. And also just use your counselors as resources, whether it's your enrollment counselor at your school or your high school counselors, but also the tour guides and students that you meet when you come and visit a campus or through the school's social media and things like that. Ask questions. We're all here to help you guys out, and we've been in those shoes, and so now we're kind of helping you guys with what we did too.
Wonderful. Thank you. Pittsburgh Institution of Aeronautics, what would you recommend?
So I'm kind of going to go where my colleagues have just went to and said, definitely take the time to visit, but visit all kinds of schools. Don't limit yourself. Go to the four-year colleges, go to the community colleges, go to the trade schools, and just explore all the different types. And then one other little piece is that adds on to that is, don't let tuition of any school put you off, because there are many ways through financial aid and other avenues to pay for school. So whatever school you're looking at, never let the tuition put you off.
Great advice. Thank you. College of Charleston, what is your advice for our college seekers?
I too will echo the sentiment of my colleagues, and it's finding your best fit. My advice on how to do that would really be create a checklist on all of the things that are important to you and what you're looking for out of an institution and a college experience. And when narrowing down your college options, make sure that that institution really checks off those boxes. And last thing, to kind of add something additionally, is to reach out to your admissions counselors and really connect with the institution, because that demonstrated interest does play a big factor as well.
Great, thank you so much. Charleston Southern University, what would you like to add?
Those are all great advice. I don't know what more I can add to the table aside from reaching out to your own counselor, your admission counselors. But also I encourage you guys to reach out to professors. You guys may or may not know what you want to do. You guys might be juniors, you guys might be seniors, it really depends. But most people, they don't declare a major until their sophomore year of college. Saying that, you guys may not know what you want to do just yet, but I encourage you guys to take the time to reach out to your enrollment counselor so that they can set up a personal visit or a virtual visit so that you guys can meet with a professor so that they can guide you along the way in terms of making a decision, finding your true purpose in life, finding those passions that might be hidden. And sometimes those hidden passions, you might need some advice from a professor or from an expert so that they can reveal those passions that you have. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. And we will have Coastal Carolina University close this question out for us.
Well, this is an interesting question. I obviously agree with what my colleagues have said, but I will give one very logistical piece of advice, which is at the beginning of your college search, set up an email address that you're going to use for your college search. Check it frequently and look for information from all the colleges that you're applying to. That is the primary way most of us are communicating with you and sending pertinent information. So what I've seen is successful for other students is that they have a dedicated email address to that process.
Fantastic. Well, we are so fortunate to have this wonderful panel sharing all of their expertise with us today. I want to thank again our panelists for being here. I also want to thank all of you who have joined us, whether you're here live today or you are catching the recording. We're really glad that you're here and we hope you learned a lot. We're going to close this session, but before we do, I want to remind everyone that this session was recorded and you'll be able to catch the recording at strivescan.com/Tennessee within about a week. I also want to remind everyone that there is still one more session after this event. So if you're catching this live, go ahead and hop into our last session of the evening to learn about some of our other fantastic institutions. And finally, when you do close the screen, you will have a very quick 4-question survey pop up on your screen. We would really appreciate any information that you can give us about today's event. That's all I have. Thank you once again to everyone who's been here. Have a wonderful afternoon and evening. Bye-bye, everyone.